Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Currently on the euro currency, you probably is following on the news on the Cyprus turmoil. So the major question was what will happen in general on the Cyprus if even there will be negative voting on the stealing of the deposits in the Cyprus banks. Well, in this case, the Euro Union is promising to provide help, financial help to the Cyprus to struggle with the crisis, or they will still withdraw the money from the accounts in the banks. You know that yesterday all banks on the Cyprus were closed and people just can't return back their money. My thought is, if even we assume that there will not be any withdrawal, and if let's suppose that Euro Union will provide the help to the Cyprus that already has hit the financial economy, not just the Cyprus, but European area as well. Because imagine what will happen when the banks will open. If even you will hear that there will not be any withdrawal from your account, will you leave the money intact in your accounts on the Cyprus bank? I think it's hardly the investors who hold money there and who has the possibility to move their money in some other bank in some other country will not use this possibility. Despite what will happen and how it will turn, I think that Cyprus will not be able to escape the withdrawal and mass outflow of the money that already has hit the economy. It's just a question of time since the banks are closed. But when they will see what will happen, that will be, I suppose, really a terrible moment. And whether Euro Union will provide any help or not, that is just the question of impact. If there will not be any help, that will be a worse situation. But if even they will give the help, in general, that still will lead to the mass outflow of the money. So, in some point of view, we could say that you couldn't enter the same water, because when they have said about the tax, about the withdrawal of the 10% of the accounts, they already have made everything. That already has hit the investor's mind, and nobody will trust them. I think that we should be prepared. From that standpoint, we should be prepared for downward move on the euro currency, because as I said yesterday, that if it was possible in the Cyprus, why it can be done by the politicians on, for instance, in Portugal, in Spain, in Italy, or some other countries. That is absolutely possible if it could be done in another country of the Euro Union. So that is terrible impact on the euro, and I think that some downward continuation will continue probably on the market. So probably we should be ready for acceleration to the downside. And from that perspective, the analysis that we have made on the monthly time frame is very useful, because it will let us to estimate what to expect. First of all, I would like to show you the same chart that we have seen yesterday. So by some reason, this candle has been adjusted by the El Peri, so that was just a bit greater candle a few seconds ago. Anyway, this is some sort of the stop grabber has been formed. You can see market now approaches to the daily oversold, and this is the monthly pivot support one. But this is not very fascinating, because I would like to show you another chart of the daily. Sometimes the classical approach to the analysis of the charts without any modern tools such as a lot of indicators gives us much clearer picture. Take a look at the same chart, but from the other perspective. That is absolutely classical from the Jack Schwager's point of view analysis. What do we see? Thrust down, bearish flag is forming here, and now market stands at the eve of the breakout. So in fact we could say that market has moved below. Also recall that that was the weekly confidence support. If you will measure the mast of this flag, even smallest one, and count to the downside, you will get the target around previous lows. It's 126.72. If you will measure the whole mast of the flag and count it to the downside, you will get 124.19 area. Recall that overall this price action is the bearish engulfing pattern on the monthly time frame, and within the previous couple of weeks we said that this pattern has been triggered yet, this pattern has been triggered yet, because market wasn't closed below the low of this pattern that stands right here. But I suppose on the current week that will happen. So this pattern will be triggered, and the target of the engulfing pattern on the monthly time frame is the length of the bars. As we have estimated the target, it should lead us to the area around 125 area, somewhere in this area. That is the first moment. Second moment, take a look guys on the chart of the Euro GPI, Japanese yen. You will see on the weekly time frame this strong potential for the double repo sell on the weekly time frame. That tells that either Japanese yen should become weaker than the euro currency, or euro currency has to show some significant plunge down in the nearest future. But anyway, that is the double repo sell that probably will be confirmed by the close of the current week, because the distance to the 3x3 on the weekly time frame is rather significant, and I doubt that market will accelerate within the couple of sessions to the upside. That's the third moment. Well, on the hourly time frame, what we see? I suppose that we should be prepared for entering on the short side of the market, because overall price action doesn't impress me, and personally I do not want to take long position in the current environment. Market wasn't able to close the gap on the hourly time frame, so that's the border of the flag. So we need to watch for this confluence resistance, I suppose, on the hourly time frames 129.37, 129.44. If market will show some retracement to this area, we could treat it as the potential for the entry on the short side of the market. Stop could be placed somewhere above the gap, so you could place it inside of it, for instance above the 618 resistance, or even above the top of the gap. That will be a bit extended. You can see range somewhere around 100 pips or even more. But the price I beg your pardon, the price of this move to the downside is also significant. It's at minimum 126.70 area, but I suppose it will be 125, around 125 according to our monthly time frame analysis. One thing that we do not want to see is returning right back inside of the body of this flag. So from that perspective, the placing the stop above the gap and somewhere above the middle of this flag looks reasonable. That's my current view on the market. So I personally do not want to take any long positions. One thing that could lead me to this decision is if I see the failure breakout of this flag and returns right back inside of it, and that will tell me that that was probably the bearish trap, and that will be some sort of the bullish pattern. But currently, taking into consideration the overall situation with the Cyprus, I think that all steps have been done by the Cyprus politicians, and they just can't return all things back, because they already have said about the tax, and people just will not trust them. If even they will not withdraw their money, the outflow from the Cyprus and in general the trust decreasing the Euro Union, maybe it will not be as significant as it could be if they will withdraw the money, but this is in general negative impact, and probably some downward continuation is possible, because this solution will hit mostly the banks of the Euro Union that by themselves feel not very strong currently. So taking into consideration the fundamental situation and the technical picture, well, I think that odds now stands on the favor of possible bearish continuation on the euro currency.